everyone, welcome to Deadline Hollywood. I'm Brian Corsetti, hanging out with Pete Hammond. Welcome, Pete, back again after Oscar Sunday, one of the highest rated Academy Awards in years. You actually attended, so
Yes.
What are some of the highlights?
You know, as I talked about before, I thought it was going to be a big musical show this year, and it was. And I thought that was very good for this show because I found myself kind of bored by some of these awards as they dragged on in the first hour and a half or so. So I kept waiting for every musical number to come on because they played really well in the theater. And you had Shirley Bassey, who I don't know how old she is, but she just killed. She was just dynamite singing Goldfinger. And then you had Barbara Streisand, as I predicted, would come out and sing The Way We Were. I mean, you know, what else is it going to be? The musical tribute to Les Mis thing was thrilling in the theater. It's just powerful stuff. It's stage stuff. The producers, Craig Zadan and Neil Marin, come from Broadway and that kind of sensibility. They love that. And that's what they wanted to bring to the Oscars. And I thought they did a really good job in doing that. And I thought all the musical stuff worked well, which was really helpful, especially because a lot of the speeches were what I call bloodless. I mean, I don't know why people go out with a list of names and just read it off, why they can't say something, take this moment, you know, to be inspirational or something. I mean, one person went out and, I think it was Anne Hathaway, made sure we knew Josh Lieberman's name twice in case she missed it the first time. I mean, come on, tell us something else.
But then there was Ben Affleck, who did give some kind of touching, like, spur-of-the-moment speech, right?
Towards the end, he was so natural. He was so excited. This guy was invested in this award season from day one, and I think that's one of the reasons he won. He never gave up, and he kept going, and I thought his speech was kind of charming, actually.
He also twists the knife a little bit to host Seth Macfarlane when Seth kind of need him a little bit before he came up to present, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is a thankless job to host the Oscars or to produce them, because you've got a group out there that are going to hate everything you do, no matter what. It's like a cottage industry. Hate the Oscars and everything about it. So Seth Macfarlane came in, and I thought he did a good job.
It was 50-50. You either liked him or you really hated him. There was no medium ground.
My problem with him is he's an edgy guy. His humor, he's known, you know, and he's got this younger male audience that loves the stuff he does. I thought they neutered him a little bit, you know, here. This was Seth more
conservative.
You know, very conservative. He had some funny lines. I thought he did a good job, you know, as good as you can do in that kind of situation.
Now this year, what I liked is they kind of spread the award winners around a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what you think.
Yes, well, you know, it was the year when you had so many great movies, and the Academy acknowledged that. They basically said, we like all of these, we're going to give a little bit to everybody. Life of Pi turned out to be the big winner of the night, including Ang Lee, Best Director. A lot of people thought that would go to Spielberg. Lincoln's a brilliant movie. It got 2 awards. It got production design, which I didn't see coming. Nobody did, including Rick Carter, who won. But I think they spread it around. You know, the top 6 awards, the acting and the Best Picture and the director, all went to 6 different movies. So that indicates...
It hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah, it hasn't happened since Crash won. This is the first director since the 1950s that has won 2 Academy Awards for directing 2 movies that didn't go on to win Best Picture.
Any surprises?
I wasn't surprised by much of anything. I was sort of hoping for a big surprise. I went out on the limb and predicted Emmanuel Riva for Best Actress. Jennifer Lawrence, the favorite one. She was terrific. You know, her dress was the biggest thing I've ever seen.
What about her falling? Going up
her
to
falling, well, in a dress like that, it's almost like wearing a beautiful tent. But, you know, it is like, I saw her at the Governor's Ball. I mean, you had to get out of the way. This dress was that big. But I congratulate her. It's an absolutely magnificent performance.
She's 22 years old. What does that mean for young stars who are getting Oscars so earlier in their career?
Yeah, well, you know, that can be a hindrance, you know, because then you're spending the rest of your career trying to live up to that moment. And you have to be careful about what you're going to take next. People will say, oh, she's just cashing in. She's just doing things like, you know, Hunger Games 23 and X-Men 27. That's going to be an interesting thing to watch her and see what kinds of things she picks. But many actresses have won it early and gone on to incredible careers. Audrey Hepburn won it at the very beginning of her career, very similar to what Jennifer Lawrence has done here. And of course, she had no problem going on having won the Oscar that early. And so I think it's a matter of smart career choices. Jennifer is a sharp cookie, let me tell you, and a hell of an actress. I think she'll have no problem, you know, living up to Oscar.
Thank you very much, Pete.
Okay.
Well said. For the latest movie and industry news, check out Deadline.com. You also want to make sure to follow Pete on Twitter at DeadlinePete. I'm Brian Corsetti for Deadline Hollywood. I'll see you next time.